I want to share with you on this Tisha B'Av a story or two. And I first have to say that I found this story and the way it was presented also in a sefer, in a book called Touched by Their Tears by Rabbi Yechiel Spiro. We often quote his stories, and it's Kedai. It says it's the Kinos companion, but even if you already said Kinos, it's Kedai because it's a Tisha B'Av companion, and it's Kedai to buy it and use it this year. Hashem, we shouldn't need it next year. In one of the Kinos, actually 29 Chavtes, it says the following words: Mi yishma v'lo yidama. Who could hear such a thing and not cry? Haben nishchat, the child, the son, was slaughtered. Va'av koreh es hashma, and the father reads Shema. The Kinos is mourning the many, many deaths caused during the Crusades. So many young children were handed over by their parents to the swords of the Crusaders rather than allowing them to be baptized. And that's what the Balakinas is mourning. The child is slaughtered, and the father says Shema. My Rabbi, Rabbi, once spoke of a woman who was very ill in Sweden during the war, and she had spent 2 years. He visited her in the hospital. She had spent 2 years by the gas chambers in Auschwitz, and she told him that with every transport, whether it was from Poland or Hungary, or whether it was from Germany and France, even from the most assimilated groups, every transport, there were cries of Shema Yisrael when people were choking from the gas. And that's the way it's been. That's the way it's been throughout the ages. The Chorban Bayis Rishon, destruction of the second Beis HaMikdash. And actually, Tisha B'Av is a day where we mourn for all the tragedies that have befallen our people. The truth is that World War I, which anyone who knows history knows that the build-up of the power of the Reich of Hitler, Yamach Shemo, World War II, came after the Treaty of Versailles of World War I, and in essence, there's a strong connection between the two. World War I began also on Tisha B'Av. I wanted to relate to you a story. What happened years ago? Terrible terrorist attack by the Subaru restaurant in Yerushalayim. People were eating lunch, and suddenly a tremendous explosion, and there was glass all over, blood, bodies. Terrible, terrible attack. An 8-year-old girl, Tamara, lied on the street, and her father, also severely injured, was nearby. And she was calling, Abba, Abba, I'm so scared. And her father tried to inch his way to her. With all the pain, he tried to inch his way to her. Until finally he could reach her outstretched hand. said, Abba, I'm scared. And he said, don't be scared. Say after me, Shema Yisrael, Shem Elokeinu, Shem Echad. And she said it. And months later when he was recuperating,